Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I am spending time going through my makeup today, and I have some, as you see, I've done some stuff in Russian already, and I just wanted to basically repeat it in English without going through actual application of the palette. This is a Nude Dress, new Dior Nude Dress palette on me, which is that one. Which is very neutral, and you get without mistakes. You know, you make really good day look. I think you can certainly try and go a little bit further and try to create evening look, but the palette is quite neutral, and I think it just makes sense to just really use it for day look, really. So I just wanted to show you the swatches. You can see my look that I've done without any sort of any special tricks, or it's nothing new to anyone. This is just how it looks. It's so neutral. It really is nude. It's almost, I found that this combination of these colors, I had brown, this taupe, and this peachy rose sort of here, and this a little bit more in the middle here. It kind of created natural, almost like a shadow. It's a shadow more than anything else, but a really lovely formula, really pleasant. Anyone, you know, it's wonderful for video calls, for work. It's not shouting, it's not overwhelming, it's not overpowering. There isn't any sort of categorical colors there. You just can't go wrong. And I also think it will suit any type of skin, any eye color. It certainly will bring a little bit more, if you put a little bit more of that, maybe a little bit more of brown around, it will bring the blue eyes out, but it will equally suit any eyes. I think it's such a wonderful, beautiful, neutral palette that serves pretty much everyone, any age, any skin color, anyone. And I just wanted to make some comparisons because it did remind me of a couple of Tom Ford palettes. I have yesterday when I was working, I actually had this all day. It's gold and mink. I didn't go heavily on these two colors. I added on a little bit of gold actually, but those are just so neutral, and they just go a long way. You have those pretty much everywhere for day look, and it does remind, the color scheme is similar. Also reminded me a little bit of Nude Dip, the palette I also love very much. I use it. It's cooler, of course. You can see there's some similarity in the color, like a color story there. This is still a little bit cooler. The whole thing is a bit cooler, though these are similar. These are two similar, but this is a bit grayish, more metallic, and this is calmer, a little bit like satin taupe. This is cooler brown, a bit darker though, and this is a bit warmer. They're all similar apart from these two shades. These two that they don't have in each other. And this is like hybrid, I would say, making both of these neutrals, both of these palettes quite neutral, though there is a peachy middle. You can see the peachy color in the middle, and the dark brown is warmer than either of these other dark browns. I just haven't got third hand to show to point out to the browns that I'm talking about. These two, this brown here is much warmer. It's got a tiny bit of even like a mustard, a little bit of undertone. It's warm undertone certainly, and taupe color, which they seem to be traditionally put in this bottom corner there and here. They're all similar. Peachy pink in the taupe corner here is similar to the one in here and there, but this is also, if you compare, this is cooler and this is warmer. So let's do the swatches. I've done swatches. I just basically repeat them, and then you can see how it sits on the skin and what is the difference in actual palettes. Though I think it's quite visible of what the difference is. So I start with Dior, which I have. I'm going to take this bracelet off actually because it's just right on the way. So this one is a lovely palette. I think I started doing here. Yes, and I'm just going to go through and repeat the same steps. But I think I need a tissue with a. And I'm thinking, you know, when you start thinking about something, it doesn't leave your mind. I'm thinking about Hermes lipsticks, and I'll tell you why in a second. So right. So that is this is Dior Swatches. I just go through again, showing each color where what is where. So start with the central, which is very light peachy, it looks light peachy color here on the skin. It actually, when I add it on here, I can show you. You can see it's quite, though it's powdery, it's still satin. It's not matte. So that's on the top. And then I'm going to start with the lightest, which is this. And of course, when you do swatches, they're more intense than what you actually do get when you use the brush. But of course, you can use fingers. No one stops us using fingers. But it's so that is that peachy pink, which is there. It's quite pigmented already. You can see I only done one swatch. Then you got this taupe, which traditionally sits in this corner. They're so soft, they're lovely. Which is cool taupe. You can see that it's cool taupe. This is perhaps too intense, I think, for what it is. It's actually not that intense. And you can see there is already a swatch of that brown there. It's quite pigmented, but it also is warmer brown. It's not like cool brown, cool taupe, as you get in other palettes. So I'm just going to use Golden Mink next. That's what I did here when I did my Russian video, next to similar shades. So gold here is quite a lovely reflecting. It's almost like a highlighter, which I put here because it actually is not comparable to any of these other colors in Dior. And you can see reflection there. It's a beautiful formula, though this particular palette is over 3 years old. When I did video on that first time, it was September 2017, which wasn't most successful makeup ever, I should say, but it was certainly my attempt. Something wasn't right there. I don't know, maybe application. Anyway, so it's that gold. Then this peachy pink is also similar. It's also quite glittery. Well, it's not glittery really, it's really shiny. It's like that. Yeah, I suppose there is a bit of glitter. So it's peachy, though it's quite pigmented, but it's nicely reflecting the light, so it's lovely. Then I found this taupe, which is like transitional color, which is just standard taupe, which is satin. It's not glittery. It goes here as transitional color here, but you can see if even that is a bit satin light reflecting. It's lovely. And the brown is entire palette is warm. That's why it's called Golden Mink. That brown is not as warm as Dior. Dior just seemed to be too warm for me. I think they probably would benefit from that color more. but this is that golden mink. You see, it's still warmer than Nude Dip. Nude Dip is here, but it's not as warm as that Dior. Dior almost have got like this yellowness in it. It doesn't spoil it. It does a good job as a whole palette. You can see the color story here is lovely neutral. This is cool. This is, I would say, it's just so neutral. You can't really say it's a cool palette. I saw some Russian YouTubers say, "Oh, it's a new cold palette." It's not. It's not. It's neutral, and especially this is warm range of brown, so you can't call it cool or cold. And the next I'm going to put next to it is Nude Dip, which I absolutely love. The formula is stunning. It's a beautiful formula, and you can see it's in grade TF, or used to be, which means it's wet and dry. So again, very similar, even location of the colors is similar, but slightly different undertone. So this is lightest. This is the lightest which I did here. You can see the reflection of it, and it's not glittery. It's that formula which is all satin, absolutely beautiful, all of them. And I think even that one is satin. It's kind of more matte, but it's still satin. It's not totally matte. So that is a lightest sort of champagne, usual light color. It's absolutely lovely. I love it. I totally love this palette. It's everyday, it's beautiful, it just does a job, and you can do evening look with this as well. The next one is that peachy rose, peachy pink, which is similar to these two, and it goes like that. It's slightly cooler and it's a bit lighter, even though, as I said, we need to bear in mind when we do swatches always come out more intense than they do on the eyes, because on the eyes we use these fluffy brushes, and there's no way that the pressure is going to be the same and have the same intensity. So I quite like that. I actually absolutely love Nude Dip. Is a beautiful palette. I'm so glad I bought it back then. It is also a couple of years ago now, must be. Nothing happens to it. It says 12 months, rubbish. It's not. It perfectly lasts longer. And then this taupe color, this is Dior once again from that Nude Dress palette. This is from Golden Mink, and this is from Nude Dip. Slightly cooler, as you see. Golden Mink is also lovely colors, they all are. So that's from Nude Dip taupe color. And the brown, as we established, is also it's the darkest in the palette, but it is cool brown. It's cooler, as you can see. I put it here because I ran out of space on my arm. So it's that. It's almost grey. See, it's taupe. It's classic sort of brown taupey, but it's cooler. It's cooler than that, and it's cooler than that. So this is Dior. Though you can see a nice little shimmer in Dior there. It's also slightly, it's not shimmery, it's more satin. All of them are, especially these colors, they're stunning. They're lovely colors. They really are. So I'm happy I've got them. I don't need any more. I keep saying to myself, and I keep buying. You know what's it like when you think of something. But I started telling you that I start thinking about this Hermes lipsticks, and I've watched, and yesterday it was till 1 o'clock in the morning. I was watching different reviews, different swatches. I put 5 of them in a basket, and I didn't buy any. So they're still sitting in a basket, and I looked at the colors, and I think we're going for the name, packaging, maybe quality. I haven't heard any outstanding sort of reviews on its quality. Yes, it's nice. It's got scent apparently, which I'm not particularly bothered about. And then I looked at I looked at, I've got about probably 60 something, I think 70 lipsticks in total. There is still some in the office sitting since March, which I probably need to visit one day. Actually, I need to visit office just to take my shoes and my lipsticks. But so those are Charlotte Tilbury ones, and then I looked at some very quickly. Charlotte Tilbury, I already did video on her lipsticks so many times over years, and they come as a winner for such a long time in terms of the formula. The color range is suited me so much more than say Pat McGrath, which I like the quality, but I'm not happy about the color range. And this is one of the new ones, refillable. I absolutely love that, and I decided I'm not going to buy Hermes. 58 pounds and 62 pounds for limited edition. I haven't heard any wow reviews about it, and I think it's nice to have. But maybe later. So there is some more reviews coming. So I have got a list of things. I have been writing this list down for some time. Then I've lost it. Then I found it, and I've typed it up, and it's in my computer, and I also printed it off. So I'm going to start ticking the boxes. So now I've done the final review. I mean the final palette in this range that I bought, Dior this year edition, and this is Nude Dress, as you've seen now, with swatches, and this is on my eyes. You can see it's very indeed neutral. It's very neutral. So if you have neutral palettes, I don't actually see the point. I wanted to show you something. One second. I wanted to show you this palette, which is old, my very old, gosh, I don't know how many years it is, a few years now. This is Bay Minerals, and it's got pretty much all of these colors, apart from maybe peachy rose, sort of satin shimmer or shimmery, but they are all, I hope it's not my car. No. They are absolutely beautiful colors, and the quality is exceptionally good. I was thinking I really need to start decluttering stuff. I have decluttered. I've given away some stuff, quite a lot, but it's still a lot, and I'm not going to throw away good things that I had it maybe for 3 years, but it's perfectly fine. It works. It's just lovely. And I should probably go through palettes. And it's on my list, actually. Yes, it is on my list, so I'm going to do that. And yeah, I wanted to show you that because some people have different allergies, but Bay Minerals are absolutely beautiful brand, especially for those who have any issues at all with allergy. So I think that's it for today specifically on the eye palettes. There are some more. I need to do one more with eye look, which is Glorify. Glorify is a beautiful palette, Dior, from last autumn. It's quite sort of autumn. It is for autumn, really. It's got purple, it's got all sort of things, but you can play around with colors, and that's the whole thing is about it. Okay, my dears, you have a lovely the rest of the weekend, and I speak to you soon. Bye.